Osho, mestre dos mestres, agradeço pela experiência que me deu e me dá. Osho, mestre dos mestres, agradeço pela experiência que me deu e me dá. Osho, mestre dos mestres, agradeço pela experiência que me deu e me dá. Osho, mestre dos mestres, agradeço pela experiência que me deu e me dá. 4 times.
Welcome, Sandesh.
Thank you very much.
My good friend. Long time.
Long time. Pune time.
Yes, long time.
Far out.
Many beautiful and funny experiences there, yeah?
Yeah, that's true. That was the best period of my life. I have to say, that was really the number one. I remember. It was very good. Yes, so good.
I think that's for all of us. Yeah.
For all of us. Yeah, yes. You're right.
So welcome, my friend. And Divya is gonna start asking you the first question.
Right.
The basic one, okay?
The basic one.
Ready?
Oh, yes,
the most important.
I'm ready.
Okay.
Yeah.
So, how did Osho get you in your life?
Good question. It was 1978, wow. And I had a girlfriend reading a magazine about counterculture, the student movement. And she was showing me the picture, an article written by Majid. You remember Italian Majid? Okay.
Is it the guy that started a politic party?
Correct, him, just him. Him.
Yes, okay.
He wrote an article, and there was the picture of Osho, the mala, so the face of the mala on the locket. And she told me, look, that one, exactly, Divya, exactly that one. She told me, look, this is the man all the friends from the student movement are going to. So everybody are moving to India from political situations to a mystical one somehow. And then I remember I was looking at that man, the picture, and I felt nothing. I didn't feel anything. I was expecting, he's such a guru, something was coming. But then I realized that silence that I was feeling watching the picture was what catched me. So I was caught by the silence watching the picture. Then I went to Pune 2 years later in 1980. But I finished my study. I had the job for 1 year to get money. I went there. I was feeling free. And I didn't feel to join the Osho movement, let's say. So I remained in Pune for some days, just having an idea. And then I left saying, okay, this is the man, but now is not the time. I'm feeling so free that I want to enjoy and explore. So I was trying, in fact, I've been traveling a lot. Then the whole commune moved to America. And in a way, America is not on my way, on my path at the moment. So I skipped America. And then I joined the commune with Osho in 1988 and asked for sannyas in that day. It was March 21st somehow.
Oh, that's the day of my birthday.
Yeah, your birthday. Okay.
Yes.
I like the day also. All right, I will remember. Okay, I remember next month.
Okay.
I will remember.
That's your sanya's birthday, 22nd
let's
of
say
March.
it's my son's birthday, yeah.
Wow.
Far out. So good. First time I saw Osho, yeah.
And what's the meaning of your name?
My name is Message of Love.
Prem Sandesh.
Prem Sandesh, message of love.
Wow.
Beautiful.
Yeah, yeah, they are all beautiful. The names are all beautiful.
I remember you around this time in Pune, yeah, that we met there first. And then how did it go in Pune? You stayed for longer or you went back
Well,
to Europe?
the time we met, I remained there for 2.5 years. Then after Osho death, I started to come back to Italy for 6 months. So I was spending 6 months in Italy and 6 months in Pune for the following 7 years. Then after 7 years, in 1997, I had the feeling that things were changing. And I realized that what I could get out of the ashram and Pune, I got it. So now I had to do it on my own. I had to start walking on my own legs and feet, let's say. So I moved to Goa.
But before that, we go backwards a little.
Yeah,
When you got what has changed for you that made you take sannyas instead of the first time you've seen Osho? What changed for you?
Oh, yes. In those years, during the Oregon time, let's say, I was traveling Asia. I was living in Hong Kong, in Japan, in Korea, Philippines, Thailand. I was spending all those years in the Southeast Asia, just because I like studying cultures also, exploring the Buddhist countries, how is the Buddhist mind and so on. After having seen India and Europe and South America. And well, my life was speeding up. I was going faster and faster and faster. And then something happened that I crashed. In a way, something happened that stopped me completely. And so I had time to think about, so what's next, in a way. Mm-hmm. And then I realized that Osho he came back, in a way, out of a news saying that Osho was back to Pune. So when I heard that Osho was back to Pune, I said, okay, now I go and it's time for me to start a new life. Do you want to know what was the breakthrough?
Yes.
Of course.
You want to know? Okay, I got arrested.
Wow.
Yeah.
How was it? Drugs?
Well, I had some ashes with me.
I imagine.
Yeah. That's why I was speeding up, too much, lot of drugs and stuff like that.
And that was the breakthrough for you.
Yeah, in a way, sure. Okay, that lifestyle brought me to jail. So it was not possible to go on. It was not correct in a way. So I had to change. And Osho came just somehow giving me another option. And I took it. So for the following 30 years, I have been, a fanatic sannyasi. Fanatic. I was just in a way copying the master as much as possible. Okay. Until something happened also. I have to say that something happened. And in the end, it was December 2nd, 2000. What I was looking for happened. So my spiritual search was over in that day. 2000, December 2nd, 2000.
Okay, that was another breakthrough for you.
I saw the light. I saw the light.
That's
the light.
Yeah, I saw emptiness, actually. There was no light at all, there was nothing at all, Oh. Yes. So that was, in a way, then I realized when Osho was talking about emptiness and talking about silence, because together with that experience of nothingness, there was such a silence which was too much. And it was nice. It was very pleasant, a pleasant experience. And I realized that, okay, for this lifetime, that is enough.
But let's go backwards again. Yes, you go forward and we push you
Reverse.
backwards. Yeah, rewinding.
Rewinding. Okay.
So you went to prison before
Yeah.
taking sannyas.
Yes.
That was
Yes.
the thing.
Yeah.
Where did you get to prison? In India?
Germany.
In Egypt? In
No,
Germany?
Germany.
Wow.
Yeah, it was very
Wow.
good. Very, very good.
Ah, good prison.
Very good. Yeah, very good. No problem at all. It was
Organized.
funny.
How long did you stay in prison? How long did you stay?
No, not 3.5 months.
Okay.
Oh, sure.
Then you said, now I go to India. How was it?
Yeah, you know what happened? It was a good event. There was another guy, a German man, who had 4 years because he had much more ashes than what I had. And yeah, so once we went to the shower. You know, we could shower every 2 days, every second day. So I was showering, and that guy comes out he was the chief of the gang, in the jail. Long, tall, beautiful man, very beautiful. And he came, yes, because meditation. He was talking about meditation, very active like that. And then he said, meditation. So what is it? And then he said, man, Osho, we have to go to Osho. When you go out, go immediately to Osho because it's not going to last much. I know that I will not be able to see him alive. I mean, he had a vision somehow. The Osho was, in a way, not lasting long. So he said, as soon as you go out, go to Pune. And then he had a lot of Osho books, the Rajneesh Bible. I don't remember something.
Yes, that's the name.
Yeah, that's the name. And so he said, okay, I have the books. So he gave me I told him that I've been to Pune and stuff like that. So have the book. He gave me the Rajneesh Bible. And I remember that I was sleeping with the Bible under the pillow. I was not reading it. I was sleeping about that. And then in the morning, I was understanding. I was having dreams. I was dreaming somehow about Osho and so on. So in the morning, I was opening, and what I was reading was somehow connected to the dream I had the night. So I said, wow, this is it. Okay, as soon as I'm out, I go. And in fact, it happened like that. I had already one ticket to India because, it all happened. I was going to India, and I had to wait for 3 days. As I said before, that my life was speeding up. So 3 days was so much. So what am I going to do in these 3 days? So I went to Amsterdam. And then just to do something. And then on the way back, they say, hey, you stay. But the ticket was still, a one-way ticket, of course, it was still valid. So I changed the date. I collect a few, not euros, but a few liras. And with few liras, I went to Pune. So I arrived to Pune. I went to Goa first to say goodbye to my last girlfriend, and then went to go to Pune with 500 rupees.
Wow.
That was nice. Yes. And I stayed 2.5 years, yeah.
Yes, I remember, because 500 rupees, if you manage well, could be for
1 week.
Long
One
time.
week.
No,
1 week.
maybe
1
more.
week, yeah.
If
I
you
had
live
1 week time. I say, in 1 week, I'm going to find out something. In fact, 2.5 years later, I said,
Yes, I remember rented bicycles and everything.
Yeah, rented bicycle, black bicycle.
Manu's bicycles.
Right, correct. And Nanu,
Correct.
You remember Nanu also?
Nanu?
Nanu, the guy selling cigarettes in front of the ashram on the main door.
No.
No, I don't remember Nanu, Indian.
No.
Okay.
No, I remember this guy who rented bicycles just across the street. Yeah.
Yes. Yeah.
That was Nanu, or what was his? I think it was Nanu, his name.
Nanu, probably Nanu. No, yeah.
You could exchange dollars and
Right,
rent bicycles.
Yeah,
with him.
exactly, Nanu. And then he was the owner also of the Lotus Boutique. You remember the Lotus Boutique where Nutang and
Manjula.
Manjula had the Lotus shop.
So just around the corner.
Yeah.
Just next to German bakery. That's
Right,
it.
correct,
Right,
correct.
right.
Exactly. You know, he died. You know.
No, I
yeah.
didn't know. I never seen anymore. The last time I went to
no.
Pune, the last time I went to Pune was December 1990. And
1990. Just before.
Osho,
No, yeah.
no, Osho left in January,
in
and
January.
I was there, and then I left Pune. I went to Japan, and then I came back in December. For the last time. I stayed December and January 91, and then I didn't feel like going to Pune anymore. Yeah, that was finished for me.
Yeah.
And
I was in Brazil in that time.
Ah, yeah?
Yeah, I was in Brazil in Alto Paraíso.
Wow.
With we managed that it was the first Osho birthday after he left his body in December 90. So we were in Brasilia, and with a group of sannyasi, we made a 1 week Osho birthday festival in Brasilia. In a former madhouse. It was a very big mad asylum for crazy people. Let's say the father of one of the sannyasi was owning the place, and we were 198 people.
It was not Nadish?
Could be.
Because his father Gayarsa was a very famous psychiatrist.
Okay, probably it was him. Probably, yeah. Yeah. So it was a good way of meeting a lot of the Brazilian friends from Pune. Meeting there. You were in Pune, but okay.
But Sandesh, tell me. Oh, great. And also, I want to know those years in Pune, 88, 89, how did it go for you? How was it? The whole experience with the commune, the meditation with Osho, working the commune, everything.
It was, well, just saying fantastic to start with, let's say. And it was beautiful because the energy was so much. The loving atmosphere was so much. And then Osho was cleaning me, probably cleaning everybody during the satsang. Everything was, coming out clean and then starting again. It was meditating from dynamic until Guru Shankar late night, and then dancing all night on the roofs. You remember, we were going in Kapila's roof and Pranchanatana. There were few hotels. And we were dancing all night there, and then have a shower and go back and do dynamic. It was too much, really. Just it was the cyclone during the day and the eye of the cyclone during the evening meditation with Osho. So we had both dimensions of life somehow, everything intermingling, and then love was there. It was just love, bright eyes. It was magic, really magic. And what I remember is that I had all I wanted. It took me a couple of weeks to realize that to have something in that commune, I had to focus on Osho. So if I had the desire was to be given to Osho. And then Osho was delivering me the answer. Whatsoever the answer was somehow. Well, I feel lonely, I want a girlfriend. Osho, please, a girlfriend. And then a girlfriend come. That was the situation. So many girlfriends, so much love. It was beautiful. Unforgettable. It was really number one. Everything satisfied. For a few times, another thing that was very nice. For a few times, I remained completely with no money at all. So, I arrived with 500 rupees, and then by and by, I managed to go on. But the game was, how can I go on without money? It was also one of the sadhu game, let's say. I have no money, but I can get everything because there is always a way to get it. So I remember for 4 or 5 times, probably, I remained completely with no money in my pocket. everything paid, okay, but no extra money. And I remember that the first time I was a bit like that, but then 5 hours later, money came in a way or another, some money came. And then again, no money again. Oh, no problem. Let's see how long it will take. Oh, 4 hours, money comes, for different ways, unknown ways. A girlfriend going away, say, oh, I have some extra money, take, ciao, bye-bye, I go. That was also happened with one beautiful Dutch girlfriend. Oh, take this money. Say, come on, they are too much money. Yeah, but don't worry, I don't need them. Take, I'm leaving. So, things like that were happening. And that was, what can I say? That was, I have no space. I mean, I can have so much gratitude for this that I don't know how to give it back in a way, it was too much. And then say, well, do I deserve it? Probably yes.
Give it all back to you.
Yeah,
give it all back to you.
Exactly.
Sandesh, I went through the same experience as you with no money in Pune. And I always had in my mind Osho saying, trust. Existence takes care of those who are seeking for truth. I always had this in my mind. So no worries. When I was at the first 2 months in Pune, I had still a job in São Paulo, a very good job, and it was a bit scary for me to drop everything. But since I dropped, everything went so smoothly. No problem. Money would come in the mail for me. People, Abiru needs money, so $100. Take.
Yeah. That's true. I remember you had very long hair. Very long.
What funny experience I had with you there. We just talked 2 days before, about this. I had a friend who was also friends of Krisana. Her name is Najma. And Najma, Brazilian Najma. She lives in Canada now.
She's in Canada now,
Yes. And then I was going back to São Paulo, and then people in the office came to me and said, I wanted to start a meditation center in São Paulo. That was the way to lead with my guilt, to leave that place, And then I said, okay, I go back and I have a meditation center. I keep connected. So when I was in the office signing contracts for making copies of meditation tapes and everything, and then they said to me, why don't you do the Mystic Rose that was just the big hit in the ashram, and you bring it to Brazil? I said, well, but there are long lines to wait it for. No, don't worry about that. We put in the next one that we start in 2 days. I said, okay. And then I did the Mystic Rose and everything changed. I decided to stay in Pune, dropped job, house, everything in São Paulo. And then too many people to do Mystic Rose, and the price was going up and up and up, And Najma came to me and said, oh, so many people want to do this, but we don't have money. I said, why? Why don't you do it by yourself? There is a tape recorder with the songs, with the instructions. You can do it. Don't need to. You just get a bunch of people and do it. They are instructing people to do that on the tape, not officially. And then she said, no, but we need people, somebody who has done it to. I said, I did it. I can help. See, it was around 11 o'clock in the morning. So 5 o'clock p.m., she comes to me, Najma, and says, Abiru, I have 18 people. When we start, I got really scared. I got scared. I say, okay, give me 1 week. Then I prepared everything. And then we started with some troubles in the beginning at the Indian village. Arabian people came and complaining because of the noise of people laughing and this. And this guy, Pablo, the American from Hawaii, he was a real estate agent. So he said, don't worry, I find a place, we can keep going. So we finished. And the last part was in Lakshmi Villas in bungalow, bamboo hut there. And then during the whole process, I was always had people coming to me and say, the ashram is looking after you. They're going to come to you because you cannot do that. You cannot do that. You are competing with Ashram. I said, no, I'm not competing. Here's the instructions. You know, I am an attorney in law, you know, so I know how to arguing. And then the last day, I invited you and Francis to sing for the end of the meditation. The last part was a surprise. I bought a cake and I called you guys to sing as a surprise. And then comes a woman, a German woman, I don't remember her name, from the main office. She comes there. And then I invited her. You come. We have a party now, you come. So you guys singing and cake, everybody enjoying. And then she was crying, man. And the whole thing was gone. I remember. You remember that, yeah?
Yeah, I do remember. Yeah. Also because Krisana was participating in your...
yeah.
We were starting to be together somehow. It was the beginning. I remember that moment. Yeah, it was very nice. And nobody expected that me and Francis were coming and singing. So I remember also Pablo say, everybody happy because the singing was coming. Yeah, beyond the laughter,
the
beyond
silence.
the tears. That song, yeah.
That was the Mystic Rose song.
The Mystic Rose song, correct. Yeah. So beautiful. Eh? Just.
Can you sing it?
Yeah.
Okay.
Beyond the laughter, beyond the tears, beyond the questions, deep in silence, beyond the answers, beyond the fears. Here we are, here we are, here we are, here we are, this, 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 this. Beyond the laughter, beyond the tears, beyond the questions, deep in silence, beyond the answers, beyond the fears. Here we are, here we are, here we are, here we are, this, 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 this.
Osho.
Divya, you want to ask him something?
No, I want to hear him more.
Sandesh, did you participate in the music there also?
Yes, I was singing in music groups and then Sufi dance or bird dance. You remember Sufi dance?
Yes, I loved it.
Yeah, that was so beautiful, such a beautiful energy. And also the music group was good. Everybody jumping and dancing was also very nice. I tried also to go and sing for Osho. I mean, I was a bit scared, but in a way I tried in a way. I went talking to Milarepa, who was the coordinator of the music, a couple of times. But then I remember I was always asking him the wrong question. You know about the question, no? Because I could have been going there and say, okay, I want to sing, let me sing, or something like. But I was just going saying, do you need somebody to sing with you? And they say, no. And that was true. Anybody, you know, and they say, fuck, wrong question again. So 2 times I say, well, so it didn't happen that I was singing for Osho directly somehow. So I remained on the periphery but that was also beautiful. It was good for me. I was not there to be a musician. I was there just to learn meditation. And so it was okay. In a way, it was a good lesson. It was nice.
Yes.
So I learned
Sufi,
how to ask the right question.
yes,
Always
that's true.
remember.
That's absolutely true. But you know, singing Sufi dance was just great, man. We interviewed Anisha, who was also singing
Anisha,
there.
yeah.
He was also singing there. Yeah.
Yeah, I've been singing with her and playing also with her sometimes. She was, yeah, I've been changing 3 or 4 women, only women, managing the Sufi dance, and it was, yeah, it was very good. Anisha is splendid. She's very beautiful.
Yazin, Yazin.
Allahu, Allahu, Allahu. Hallelujah.
Hallelujah.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
There is another song I remember from music group. Music group was at night, yeah, after
Yes.
darshan,
Yes.
yeah.
Yeah.
People leave darshan, then go for dinner, then comes to music
Yeah.
group.
Yes.
I remember one night playing reggae. It was very beautiful. I don't know if it was you. From the fire line, burning
That one. Yeah,
you.
yeah. That one was a nice song. Yeah.
Yeah,
Or the fire starts. Yeah.
yes.
No, that one, that time it was not me. But I have a good story about the music group. After the meeting with Osho, sometime it was going long in a way. And then I wanted to be very straight there, alert and paying attention. But then every time the Osho was leaving, I wanted to lie down a little bit. I didn't want to lie down during the discourse somehow. I never did it. But then after I said, okay, I rest. And I was falling asleep every time. And then music group was happening. You know, sometimes I was just the only one sleeping in the middle of the Buddha hall, and the music group going on around, everybody playing and singing. And I was so much just like in a coma state, just I'm feeling that something was going on, but I couldn't move. I was completely gone. It happens more than one time. It happens a lot of times. And they were so kind to leaving me there. I mean, so nobody came and bothering me, and then jumping and singing. And then I remember at the end, someone was coming, Swami, we are closing. You have to go home. He's sleeping, you know, I was just, Swami, we're closing. They were just cleaning, watering the hall. So that was also nice. I mean, so much compassion. You know, you see these idiots sleeping in the middle of the Buddha hall, why everybody are dancing and nobody bothering. That was too much. Beautiful.
Yes. The people were very respectful. Yeah.
Yeah.
Which one's choice? Yeah.
And you know, another thing's very funny that happened there. It was a moment when people were seeing me in different places where I was not there somehow. I saw you there, but I didn't go there. So I saw you somewhere else. So it looked like that someone looking like me was around also. Because one time I was sitting in the small fountain at the entrance. You remember there was a small fountain. I was just sitting there, and the very beautiful woman, blonde, really from the north of Europe, she saw me and she got bright. She came, sat next to me and hugged me. So happy to see you again. So what have you been doing since the last time we met in Berlin? And I said, well, I'm very sorry, but I've never been to Berlin, so it's not me. No. So in those days, I realized that someone looking like me was around, because too many times they were saying, I saw you there. Where do you go? And so on. So one day, after Vipassana, everybody was going out, and I was just remaining there sitting alone. And all of a sudden, I turn looking at the entrance, and I see myself coming in. That was funny. I'm there coming in. So, that's the guy, probably. That was fantastic. I said, wow. Okay, then I stood up, went very close by, I say hello, but he was just enchanted looking around. He didn't pay attention to me, but it was similar. I have to say it was funny. What? I'm there. What am I doing there? That was also nice. Yeah, beautiful. Huh?
So you had a twin brother there, and you didn't know, yeah?
No,
That
exactly. I didn't know, but yeah. Yeah, it was good. But then it was very good when Osho was looking at me. I never had a conversation with Osho. We never drank tea together, but it was just glances. So I had a couple of times some front seat and very close. That one was very close. And when he was looking at me, that was something I cannot say. I don't know what to say, but it was too much, really too much. Just energy in a way, too much that you feel like going bananas. I mean, he was just looking at you, and I mean, he was looking at me, but I could see in other also somehow when he was looking at somebody, it was too much. So a couple of times it happened that he looked at me in the right moment and I got the message. So it was so clear somehow. Looking at you, the message was clear. And one time I had the front seat, I was sitting on the side, and I was very sad. I was so sad, and I didn't know why, but sadness was all over me and all within me. And I say, my God, I have a front seat. I'm sitting 2 meters from the master, and I'm so sad. Why? What is going on? And so when he came in, and I was just there trying to hide in a way, looking at him, but hiding. And then he looked at me, he was entering very smiling, greeting everybody. And then the moment he saw me, he became serious. He became so serious. I mean, he was just making a mirror, himself a mirror. He was so serious that I was shocked. I said, my God, that's the face I have when I'm serious. Never more. That was too much. I mean, I made the master serious, I was feeling so guilty in a way. No. But then, okay, then I got the message also. That also was very nice. It was very nice.
Wow.
Yeah. Important. Yeah, just glances. And then another time, which I remember, he was going around by car, around the Buddha Hall. One time he stopped next to on the other side where the restaurants were somehow. Okay, he stopped, almost going, and lowered the windows. And I was just there next to the net. So I was also very, very near. But the moment he lowered the windows and he was sitting together with Anando, he had a face like that. What I remember, his face was that big. I don't know what was, really, I don't know, but he had a face that big. He lowered, it just, I don't know. Yeah, but he was that big. And a friend, a devotee of Sai Baba, she invited me to go to Putta Party to meet her because she wanted me to come in touch with Sai Baba. And I was always saying, but listen, Sai Baba is not really I'm with Osho. So, no, but come, we are there, we have good time. So I went. Osho was already gone somehow. And I guess Sai Baba was having his 80th birthday. He was 80 years old. So it happened that we were on the street, and then all of a sudden somebody came, Baba is coming by car, sort of drive-by. So Baba came, and the friend of mine, she got completely mad, excited, and she started doing like that. And the car of Baba stopped. He lowered the windows, and he was also doing like that in the car. And his face was like that.
Like a full moon.
Wow, same Osho that time. He said, what is that? What is it? Okay. So it happened, big face like this. I said, this is not possible. Such a face like that. That was also something strange, which has no answers in a way, but I saw it.
Yes, that's great. You talked about the Vipassana. I worked for a long time in Bodhidharma Tea Garden.
Yeah,
and
me
then,
too.
Yes, we worked together, I think.
Yeah, correct. And Gitacharya also.
Yes, Gita Acharya also. Gita also gave us
Yeah.
an interview.
Good.
Yes.
Okay, then please give me all the links that I want to see everybody after.
Yes. Gita Acharya is always looking at our program. Always.
Very good.
Every,
Very good.
you know, I used to have on the closet behind Bodhidharma my Vipassana bench. Yeah.
Yes.
And I would take a break and go to this bamboo grove that was just in front of, across the Mariam canteen, was this bamboo grove next to Osho's father graveyard.
Yes.
That
Okay.
was my place of Vipassana there.
Yeah. Yeah. Nice. Very nice. Yeah. Vipassana was very beautiful there. Was very, very beautiful. It happened one time, something very special also. I was sitting and doing Vipassana in the hall, and it was a few days before the Buddha came into Osho. You remember that situation from
Yes.
24 to 28 December. Yeah.
Yes, he changed names.
Yeah, correct. I was sitting there, and all of a sudden I had a feeling to have a big white light standing behind me. So I was in Vipassana, and I have this feeling there was a big egg of white light just beside me, and I was happy and smiling, and I have the feeling it was the Buddha. I always been in love with the Buddha, and I have memory of past lives with the Buddha somehow, which I also wrote in some of my books. And so I know, I mean, everybody can say whatever, but what I know is that I had that big white cocoon light, which I think it might have been the Buddha. And then a few days later or next day, I don't know, it happened all the situation with the incarnation into Osho's, which, well, I mean, that you say, yes, I remember, it's okay. Because I've been talking so much. I give some conference, or I gave some conferences on Osho here in Italy, because when friends ask me, one asked me, so I say, okay, let's make out a group and we talk about Osho, and I tell you about Osho. So I always tell about that period because it was too much. I don't know how was your memory, but the energy was so strong and so weird sometimes because it was different. And I always tell these stories, but it looks so science fiction in a way that people tend to omit it. But well, we were there 4 days full on with two masters in one body. It was very strong to me.
Yes, I remember that was very funny also, because we were laughing so much because he changed name many times.
Yeah.
And then he says that he sent Buddha away because Buddha didn't like jacuzzi.
Yeah. Yeah, correct. You know, those are the first 4 chapters of the book, No Mind, The Flowers of Eternity.
Oh, wow. I'm gonna, you said that you wrote books. Is that correct?
Yes, I have a few books I wrote on Amazon. Amazon. Under my legal name.
Well, after you tell us where to find it, you write it to me on WhatsApp. Okay. Now we're gonna get your books.
I had 2 books published by a regular publisher, but then I mean the royalty were so minimal, let's say, not so much money. So when the contract ended, I decided to self-publish them on Amazon, and even if I sell less, I earn more. So in a way, it's better.
Okay, Sandesh, I want to ask you something. How is Osho for you now?
Now
Osho comes and go. There are long moments when Osho is not on my conscious level, let's say. is getting lower into the subconscious. And once in a while, something happened, and all of a sudden he's back. And mostly he's back when I need him. There are moments when I need him, and so he comes up in a way. Because I was used to, soon after he died, I was used to visualize him. So when the situation was strange in a way, I was visualizing Osho and seeing what he was telling me about. Do it, not do it, go right, go left, or things like that in a way. So it happened it was March 21st, 2009. I woke up in the morning and I had the feeling that Osho was gone. You know, I've been spending 30 years, 20 years or whatever with Osho, always Osho. I'm Osho. I mean, I'm nobody without Osho. And then all of a sudden, Osho is no more there. And I was feeling so empty. But then I realized that emptiness was another lesson, you know. And I said, okay, so let's go with emptiness and see what happened. And then once in a while, he was coming back. Now, Osho is so much part of me that I'm not thinking about him, of course. And I don't know if you know, but I teach meditation. I lead some meditation groups and trainings. Even now that since 1 year after the lockdown, I started working with weight control with a company, an Italian company working with weight control. It is the cellular nutrition. So how to nourish your body on the cellular level, which I like very much. I had a feeling that to really take care of the body as the temple of my soul, it was something which still I was not doing properly. Also, if I was always very alert in what I was eating, so say, but that is one step further. So I love it. And then they are talking about well-being and wellness, and they say, yeah, you have to meditate. But nobody are meditating in this company. So they talk about meditation and nobody is meditating. So I say, hey guys, you are talking about meditation, and where is the meditation? I see yoga, I see Pilates, I see everything, but I don't see meditation. If you want, I am a master of meditation, and I can teach, I can do meditation with you. Oh, they say, wow, that's interesting. I went straight like that. Huh? And then he said, okay, so now since almost 1 year, on Wednesdays morning, 6:30 to 7, we have half an hour of silence meditation. And everybody happy.
This time you didn't ask the wrong question.
No, this time I didn't ask the wrong question. Very good, Apiro. Very good.
You came really straightforward, yeah? With your power, with your energy.
Yeah,
that's great. That's great. Yeah, exactly. I love that.
So
our friend here, Divya, also gives meditation courses in Brazil very beautifully.
Very nice, very nice. Yes, that's good. Yeah, that's good. Yeah. So it happens like this somehow. That's in a way, I'm not with them. I'm not talking about Osho. They know that I was in India 40 years, let's say, and that I had a guru. I still have a guru, but we are not allowed to talk spirituality, religion, and so that. I mean, it is a group which wants to have everything like a human being, which I agree about that. So we don't talk about Buddhism or Christianity or stuff. We are just human being, and let's try to deal as such. Yes. And so they know that I had a guru or I have a guru, and but nobody is asking. It's okay. But they know that I say I've been learning everything from somebody, you know. So
yes, I think that's absolutely Osho, because Osho has a really scientific approach to meditation. Yeah.
Yes.
That you can experiment, you can prove it that it works. You can do a research and you see that result is there.
Yeah, that's correct. And then it's nice because after meditating, they talk about, yeah, I've seen this and that. I felt myself going down. I felt myself rising up, Kundalini. They are having all the mystical experiences, which I also had before ending up into nothingness, you know. But before, all these things are happening to them. So it works. I'm happy. No, I'm just sitting there and doing nothing, and they are just going, you know, into the seventh heaven. It's nice. I like
That's
it.
really,
So when
that's
this
really
happens,
great.
I feel satisfied somehow. I'm doing something good. Yeah, small but good. So it's okay. I
Yeah.
feel happy about that. Yeah.
My dear, my beloved friend, I think we are coming to our end.
Yes.
I'm very pleased and happy to see you again, to see you so bright and so shiny and so loving and so funny as usual. Yeah, I would ask you to sing one more song for us.
Okay. Yes.
Each one you choose, okay?
Yeah. I mean, I was somehow preparing this small Osho mantra. I like singing mantras also because they're very simple. Everybody can sing mantra. Nobody understands what is it, and you know it's. And so, if you, I can sing that one in Portuguese. Can I sing it in Portuguese?
Yes, whatever pleases you. Whatever.
Okay. Ok. Osho, mestre dos mestres, agradeço pela experiência que me deu e me dá. Fine. Okay. Is it correct?
Yes, absolutely.
Okay. Osho, mestre dos mestres, agradeço pela experiência que me deu e me dá. Osho, mestre dos mestres, agradeço pela experiência que me deu e me dá. Osho, mestre dos mestres, agradeço pela experiência que me deu e me dá. Osho, mestre dos mestres, agradeço pela experiência que me deu e me dá. Osho, mestre dos mestres, agradeço pela experiência que me deu e me dá. Osho, mestre dos mestres, agradeço pela experiência que me deu e me dá.
Ciao, bello.
Ciao ragazzi.
Mille.
Obrigado demais.
Muito delicioso encontrar você.
Obrigado.
Muitos beijos para você e para Crisana.
Sicuro. Grazie mille. Ciao ragazzi. Ciao.
Ciao, querido.
Ciao.